guy, and the KKK guy's like, "Whoa, don't you? We endorse you." And then he's like, Trump's like, "Back in the day, you would have been beaten." It's really
Oh
funny.
yeah, that was an old one. You know what?
Yeah,
That was a weird one because that was posted by CNN,
yeah,
and it was almost like a triumphant moment for Trump. Like
yeah.
even the thumbnail is like Trump stares down KKK,
That's exactly it. Trump
KKK.
stares down the KKK. Yeah, they in like if they released that a year later, it would have been called, like KKK supporters at Trump rally, like
Yeah,
like or something like that.
that was before Trump derangement syndrome had fully kicked in.
Yeah, when they thought he couldn't win, he can't win yet.
No, yeah.
All
Well, have
right.
you I have to ask. Oh, I'm sorry. You're starting it now.
No, I started recording, but that's fine. Go ahead. You gonna ask what? I'll stop recording
I
if
have
you
to
want to ask.
ask. No, no, no. It's okay. Have you seen the show The Boys?
I've heard about it, and I went to watch it, but then like the last couple seasons, it went like I heard it went like woke, but then Troy was like, "Dude, if you didn't know it was going that way, like you're an idiot." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, so I watched a few episodes of it like a few years ago, and I didn't really remember much of it. But I was like, oh, this is fine. And then I just saw a clip of it that like literally was one of the worst things I'd ever seen.
No.
Like it really was bad. Like, so the scene is like, I don't know. One of the superheroes is for whatever reason they're mad at him because I guess he killed like innocent black person who was also not innocent because they were like a serial killer or something. I don't know. Anyway, they all
Well, they're
start
black though,
chanting.
so
Um, yeah, they all start chanting, "Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter," and then one
Mm.
of the superheroes goes, "No, all lives matter, all lives matter, all lives matter." And it's like I thought I was watching a parody of
Yeah,
I was like, this isn't real, is it?
yeah,
No, this is real.
yeah.
And then like the people will be like, this is so insane. The parallels of our society with this show are starting to become way too similar. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up, bro. This show is not that serious. I get so annoyed when I see stuff like that. Like you see like those comments that are there to garner likes, where they're
Uh-huh.
like, man, it's crazy that the GTA satire, it's crazy that South Park satire is now just becoming real life. It's like, it's not true. All right.
Well, no, South Park
It's not
is the
fucking
one that
true.
satirizes more the real life, like so. Well, I don't know.
But even then, it's like, I don't know. I just I can't stand like fan bases when they overhype something or like the social commentary is so hitting, and then you watch it, it's like, oh yeah, Homelander drinks poopy cum poop. Like
What the hell?
that's what that show is. That's what that show is to me. Like when people describe it, oh, dude, that scene when dude, the butcher, he drinks poopy and he eats the cum. Oh man, that's my favorite. Especially when that guy gets fucked. He gets fucked right in the. It's like, why is this? I don't know. Like, isn't this supposed to be a superhero show? Why is there so much like cum eating and raping? And then
Well,
also I
because
was
the woke
watching
people
an
make it.
interview.
The Satan woke people make it.
I was
That's
reading.
why.
Well, it's funny. I was reading an interview, and the interview's like, so you have a pretty graphic scene of a male character getting raped, and you play it up for a laugh. It's kind of weird because that character is a good person and just had like a traumatic experience an episode prior, and you have them get basically raped by Batman or one of his childhood friends, and the guy our childhood heroes, and the guy goes, well, that's a pretty dark way to say it. The guy who's the head writer of the show, he's like, that's a pretty dark way to look at it. We thought it was hilarious, and we wanted to really play on the neo-fascist type themes that Batman has, and of
Oh,
course, Batman and Robin and all their weird stuff. And then he goes on to be like, and then we were like, oh, he's gonna have like his own bat cave, but obviously it's gonna be like a sex dungeon cave because that's basically what the bat cave is, right? And we just couldn't resist it. Like this interview, if you look this up, like it's one of it's literally everything that you hate hearing from like Redditors. and then like this guy is writing a show. This guy is in head of like creative in terms of the show that like everybody fucking talks about all the time. Homelander, this, Homelander, that. And then you watch it, it's just written by some dumb Redditor. I don't know. I was laughing at it earlier just because, like, when he was like, "Oh yeah," and Batman, obviously the neo-fascist who beats up poor people. I'm like, how many times do I have to hear Batman described by like a complete idiot that never once read Batman or watched any Batman and just goes, he beats up poor people? Like, first
Yeah.
of all, you're writing for a comic book show, regardless if it's a satire in other comic books. You should at least know the character of Batman if you're going to write for that fucking show. Batman, within the first year or two of his career, in most stories that he's in the first year or two of his career, he takes down the mob that controls the city and all the corrupt cops and stuff. He goes after them. That's where he starts his crusade.
Right.
This whole notion that Batman goes after poor people, like, when? And if he does, it's when they're murdering other poor people.
Right. He literally goes after rich, all the way from poor to rich criminals. Doesn't matter what they are.
I don't care what you are, rich or poor. I will give you justice. And, you know, like, that's what Batman is. It's not, oh, Batman, oh, yeah. And then he says that Bruce Wayne, their character of Bruce Wayne profits off of inmates going to prison, much like other things in Batman. Like, when did that ever happen in Batman? Right. Never. I don't remember one story where Bruce Wayne profits off of them. And if he does, it's somebody in his company who's exploiting a loophole that he gets pissed off about and stops. So, like, this is so stupid. It just reminded me of, and I know I'm ranting, I'm sorry. Just like, I see shit like this and it pisses me off and I get all angry and I talk to myself when I'm stoned. So now I have an outlet. But, like, it reminds me of that stupid interview that the Velma girl, whatever, when she was writing that stupid Velma show, and she was talking about how when Fred, everybody knows Fred, he's classic, douche white jock who takes credit for everybody's ideas and clues that they found. Like, when did that happen? Oh wait, it didn't happen because you never fucking watched Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, no, you're just talking about, you're just like, oh, when a bad person does something and then I'm going to throw a race on it because you're racist. I mean, that's kind of what it is.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Anyway, rant over.
Okay, well, I loved it. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use all that and clip it all together in some kind of a short thing. So it'll be great.
Yeah, do it, man.
Give me one second. I'm going to just hit this button. Give me 1 second. I'm going to hit this button, and then I want to rapid fire wrestling you. Okay, we're black. All right, so I'm gonna rapid fire this to you because we haven't heard from you in a while, and we'll have a little conversation. But let me turn my microphone up because why is it so low? Holy shit! All right, turn it up there.
Now, if it's anything politics, you're gonna hear me go, "Oh yeah, man."
No. It's all right. Well, it's kind of a little bit. What's going on? Let's start that way. There's a lot of stuff trending right now about Triple H being a racist, and it's very weird. It's going on everywhere. Triple H racist, and I've been ignoring it because they were just little things, and I figured they're stupid. But now I've seen multiple videos of people talking about it, and one guy just called him Triple K, and I'm like, but. And one of the I don't know. One of the biggest examples is like, well, what happened to Montez Ford's push and you know what I mean, all that sort of thing. So why is this happening to Triple H? I mean, didn't they bring in Jade Cargill and all these other things? Like, I don't understand.
Here's why it's happening right now. Why it's happening. The top African American female star besides Jade. I mean, I guess you could even say, even still with Jade included, is Bianca Belair, right? Like, wouldn't we agree with that?
Right.
Like, in terms of her status and, like, how she's booked and protected.
Yeah.
But she's been in a tag team division for, like, a year now, and she's been floating around, like, not even competing for the world title for a very long time. And it's like, she is, for, like, 2 years ago, she was being booked as Superwoman, as like fucking Wonder Woman or whatever, and now she's like, I don't know, just competing for the tag team titles. It's a little weird. And then you go to the New Day. What are the New Day doing? Well, they just had the biggest fucking segment of their careers, probably, besides Kofi winning the title. And they it was such a great promo with Big E, and that was after months and months of great solid building and good promo work and good character work from Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. And then literally ever since that promo on Raw, nothing has come of it. Like
You're
they
right.
have just been treated like complete jokes. Like
Yeah.
the commentary laughs at them. Everybody hates them, which is stupid and doesn't make sense. Like Dominic doesn't mess with them even. It's like, Dominic, you just betrayed your friends a few months ago. Like, what are you talking about, dude? You betrayed your girlfriend. Like, why are so like it doesn't make any sense, and it's just like, well, everybody hates them now. That's the gimmick, is that everybody hates them. And I'm like, it's nothing real. We were expecting some badass shit after the fucking New Day like turned heel. I was expecting some good promos. I was expecting them to come out and like immediately I was expecting them to win the tag team titles. Like they should already be tag team champions. Oh, well, we got to give them to the War Raiders who do nothing.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
I like them too.
so like New Day's a mess. Montez Ford and Bianca, they're a mess.
Yeah, like all the black superstars right now are kind of just floundering around and doing nothing when even like you there's really no excuse when it comes to the New Day. Bianca Belair, I kind of get, you want to keep her away from the world title so that when she comes back, it means more. And like, I get it because she was protected for so long. But like, I mean, take Naomi. Like her treatment has been kind of weird. Like ever since she's come back, they've treated her like she's good, but she'll lose most times.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's a little weird. I don't know. Like, and it wasn't like, oh, she won a few matches and then she started losing like a few months in. Like she lost her first fucking match, right? Didn't she just lose her
Yeah.
first match back?
I think so, yeah. I think
that
she
was
did.
that was a weird, like, what is going on there? So I see I can see how people could allude to that, but I just don't buy it. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
really don't buy, especially with how sensitive everything is now in wrestling, how sensitive a lot of the wrestlers are to that type of stuff. I really don't think that they would. I don't know. I just don't think that would be going on. But who knows? Maybe Triple H is, Triple K.
The guy called him Triple K. I was dying. All right, so there you have that. But we'll continue to investigate that and talk about that going forward. The New Day is ridiculous. So we've been talking about how the New Day needs to go crazy and stomp people out and be serious and nuts and crazy and whatever. And they finally sort of did it the other night, but they did it as the show ended off camera, and all that happened was like a separation beating that we saw to open the show with other people.
And they don't have to get off either. That's what I hate about the whole like, oh, I'm glad they don't do 3-hour shows anymore, and they only keep it to like 2.5 or 2:10 or whatever.
Yeah.
Why end the show right there?
Right, without the New Day doing that. And why not have the beatdown go on for a little bit longer, and then have Michael Cole be like, well, we've got to go, folks, but I mean, we're going to stick with this for a second. We're watching this destruction of New Day. That would have been great. And I mean, it was chaotic and fun, but do it for 3 minutes instead of 30 seconds.
If you looked away, if you looked away and then you looked back, you might have missed that moment. Because it literally was like, oh, they're attacking.
Right.
Like it was so stupid. That was one of those moments where I'm like, are they like trying to kill these guys? Like the promo. Okay, so we already talked about the stupid egregious moment where they broke kayfabe and we're like, oh, they're just healing baby facing it. Now I'm killing any suspension of disbelief you might have in the storyline. But then also, like, they're literally just laughing at them and mocking them and like, look at this guy. He's so stupid and dumb. He's so, and then the other commentators going like, yeah, he is really stupid and dumb, isn't he? They're both dumb, stupid idiots. Why isn't there one commentator to be like, well, you know what? You can say all you want about the New Day. You can disagree with everything they say. They, in their minds, believe they're right. And they're, 12, 13-time tag team champions? Who the hell are you to say that they are wrong? There's no banter like that at all. It's just, they're just dumb, stupid idiots. You're right. They are. They're clowns.
Yeah, they go right with the
jokes.
It's the WWE video game kind of commentary. Although even in some of the video games, there's a heel or a different take, but It's just very robotic of like you expect exactly what they're going to do.
Well,
Yep.
I wouldn't even say it's robotic. It's just I don't think it at some points it is robotic, but in other points it's like they're not even taking what they're watching seriously, and they're just goofing on it. And if I'm a wrestler, I'm getting pissed off at that. Like, stop
Yeah.
laughing at my fucking promo, you jackass.
Well, I
Like,
mean, they're
you
telling
know what
you
I mean?
they're pulling back the curtain of everything. I mean, speaking of pulling back the curtain, LFG, this new reality show on A&E with Bully Ray, Bubba Ray, the guy who once intimidated me, The Undertaker, and a bunch of other Booker T, and it looks kind of funny, to be honest. They talked about it earlier. Is that something you're going to watch? Because, like, dude, some of the stuff with Bully Ray and Undertaker is funny as shit. I don't know if you saw the clips I've been putting up, but...
I've seen them drinking, but I also was that the clip where, and this might be a different show, but I did see a clip of Bully Ray just being a douchebag to some new guy. They're like
yes.
shaking hands with the new guys, and then Bully Ray goes, "I don't shake hands until you earn my respect." And it's just like, shut the fuck up, dude. I know you don't care, Joe, but like, he's just an asshole. Everybody's told stories about how he's just an asshole.
Yeah.
He constantly makes people's lives a living hell, and he sucks up to the Undertaker. And the Undertaker literally had to be like, "Hey, don't disrespect." I'm like, dude, Taker, I get it. He's your buddy. He's just fucking being gay, bro. I hate that shit. I was
well, I thought Bully Ray was actually he took it pretty easy on that guy in that clip, and Undertaker almost called him back. Like, wait a minute, because usually Bubba's the one that would not. I'm surprised he let that guy get away with what he did. He's softening up.
You know what? You know why? Because I think because there was other people in there that were like, you know, you had Mickey James there and Booker T. And the Undertaker too. He can't just be a straight up asshole because he's a suck up. He'll be an asshole behind your back.
Yeah, maybe you might be right.
Or he'll be an asshole to you. He'll be an asshole to you because you're a little commentator, and it's like, well, you know, we're one of the boys, you know.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
You know, he's just a fucking douche. But
well,
anyway,
I mean, when he yelled
at
me
those clips of him drinking funny.
When he got in my face at the wrestling show, I mean, Velvet Sky had a look almost like, Jesus, we're gonna do this to this kid. But also, I mean, he could have brought me out in front of all the boys and destroyed me or embarrassed me or did something terrible, and he didn't do that. I mean, I give him some credit for that, but at the same time,
that's not anything.
Why is he so serious? Why so serious about a stupid little skinny guy like me?
It's like saying the guy that bullied you and wedgied you in high school. Well, he could have taken me to his friends, and they could have all butt fucked me in the alleyway, and they didn't. Yeah. I give him props for that. I give him props because he could have done that.
Listen, there's a part of me that thinks either Bully Ray is the biggest piece of shit person ever, or he's just kind of, you know, he's a rough dude, and but he's reasonable. Here's the thing. If I'm that guy, if I have Bully Ray, Bubba Ray Dudley as my manager guy or my mentor or whatever you want to call it, the fact that he said, I'll shake your hand, you know what I mean, that sort of thing, I would be busting my ass more than even you could imaginable, because my goal would not only be to kick ass and do what I want to do and win this friggin' thing and go all the way, because if I do that, I know I'm going to shake the guy's hand at the end then. And then that payoff of shaking his hand on somebody who is doubtful of you, demanded full-on respect of you, maybe unreasonable respect of you even, and somebody who puts that much crap on you, and then you get to shake his hand at the end, that becomes very valuable. Somebody else who's like, good job, you know, we'll see what you do, you know, that's not as valuable, you know. So that's the one good thing that comes from Bully Bubba Ray Dudley's, you know.
Yeah, I understand that the wrestling locker room too is different, you know, like the Undertaker was basically the godfather, or besides the actual godfather, but he was like, you know, the boss, you know. And so I understand that things are now like different. And so some of the newer guys do come in with this like what is it?
It's weird. Some of the new guys,
not appropriate wrestling locker room etiquette. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
there's a lot,
really
dude. Even 15, 20 years ago in Tough Enough stuff, there were some people that came in, they were clueless about what really wrestling is. But now it seems like the people coming in, they're not clueless about what wrestling is. They totally get it, but they're pricks because they're spoiled, like, YouTube tards. You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
Yeah, that's like, it's me if I get on the show.
Right.
I don't know why they don't just call it Tough Enough again, but whatever. It's really stupid. They got to rebrand everything. It's like making grounds of Battle of Grounds.
It's like a mix of Tough Enough and the Battlegrounds, or whatever that show was from NXT. It was a great show 10 years ago, whatever that Breaking Ground or something. I don't remember what it was. But It's
It
like a
was a
mix
good
of
show.
those. It's funny though that Taker thinks he was like, this is the first really pulling back the curtain. And like, no, we've seen plenty of this stuff. You know, I mean, maybe it's gonna be something more than it just looks entertaining. I don't know, it looks good. But bro, Taker's laugh is contagious. I don't know if you heard Taker laughing on all these clips
Oh
I've been
no.
putting up. He's killing me.
Yeah, well, I heard him laughing on Hogan the most, and that shit was hilarious. To literally say, for Hogan to say, well, the last time I was in LA, brother, I was a heel, but I think politics also played a good part of it too. and that other thing.
Yeah, the other thing, and Pat McAfee or some other things. He goes, yeah, and then he laughed like a weirdo. He's like,
dude, I felt so happy for Undertaker because he's always carried that grudge from all those years ago,
yeah,
and what was really cool about him is that he literally confronted Hogan too. Like it wasn't like, oh, he finds out Hogan did this and Hogan never got confronted on it. Like Taker went to him and then Hulk Hogan started like bullshitting him. Like, no, bro.
yeah.
The fact that Hogan was really like, oh, call my wife, call my kid.
Don't you question now? Now I really question if Macho Man and Hogan really ever made up, because the only one that witnessed that or that says that happened is Hulk Hogan. So if Macho Man dies, God, you almost think Hulk Hogan just came out and said, well, luckily we made up before he died. Meanwhile, last time they talked, Macho Man was like, you fucking piece of shit narcissist. Like, I
get the fuck out of my house. Fuck you.
Yeah. I mean,
I think what you said a few days ago about Hogan probably having like, I don't know, like brain damage or something, or autism, and that's why he can't remember like certain things, because like it is such chronic lying, and for you to be in the public eye for so long, you should know by now that all these lies are going to come back at you. So
yeah, he might believe him. Is my point. Is I think
type of special.
He might think this is real. Like he might think this is the truth. He's some like, not narcissism, but a sociopath.
Egocentrism, maybe.
It's sociopathic behavior. Okay.
I gotta get off because my break is over. But
okay.
This has been cool.
All right, baby.
Rapid fire wrestling.
I like it. We didn't even get to half of it. We'll get to it next time. I love you, brother. See ya. Luke Rojas stopping by for a little bit of wrestling talk that you guys will get to hear the uncensored version of this on Patreon. So you lucky patrons will hear the uncensored version of this audio uploaded. Thank you guys for being patrons. Obviously, you mean so much to be here. It means a lot to me. You guys are literally funding the show. I hope you enjoy the content. There's much more coming. There's been another court ruling with Vince McMahon that got screwed up. His lawyer withheld documents, allegedly, which that could be an accident, that could be on purpose, that could be who knows what. Sounds skeevy, though. Not good for Vince McMahon in that situation, so that was something else I wanted to get to. We'll talk to Luke more about more of this stuff and beyond. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll catch you guys in another episode. Thanks for being patrons and listening to this podcast. Catch you next time.